percentage discount. This is basically when you go to a shop and you see that there's a sale on, and you have to try and figure out what the new price is. Okay, here we have some questions. So it says Rohan went shopping in the sales. Below is a list of items that he bought. How much does he pay with the discount? Okay, these are all percentages that we can work out without a calculator. So 10% of 35. So 10% of 35 is £3.50. So that's how much is being taken off. Now we can think of this as a diagram. If this here is £35 and we're taking 10% off, and that 10% is £3.50, then we're left with 90% of the original price. So we need to take away £3.50, and that gives us £31.50. So the headphones, they cost £7, and we're taking 20% off. Now 20%, best way to do this is to do 10%, which is 70p in this case, and 20% is double that, which is £1.40. Now we need to take that £1.40 off the £7, and that gives us £5.60p. Now the book, we're taking 30% off. So again, let us work out what 10% is. So 10% is going to be 85p. So 30% will be 3 times that, so 3 85p's, and that gives us £2.55. So we need to take £2.55 away from £8.50, and that gives us £5.95p. The mobile phone looks like it's a really good deal. We've got 40% off, so again we need to find 10%, and 10% is £8, and 40% is 4 times that, which is £32. So we need to take £32 away from £80, which gives us £48. The mouse, that costs £19 normally, but we're knocking 25% off that. Now probably the best way to figure out 25% is to find 50%. That would be £9.50. And then if we halve that again, we get 25%, and that's £4.75. We need to take £4.75p off £19, and that gives us £14.25p. The DVD, we're taking 15% off. Best way to do that is to find 10%. 10% is £1.40. Then find 5%, which is going to be half of that, and that's 70p. So 10% plus 5% gives us the 15%, and add those together, that gives £2.10p. So we're taking away £2.10p from £14, and that gives us £11.90. Now these percentages are not sort of easy ones to find, so these are meant to be done with a calculator. So what we need to do is to try and figure out what decimal can replace, in this first question, 76%. Now don't forget what 76% means. 76% means 76 out of 100. And that, as a decimal, is 0.76. So the calculation we want to do is 0.76, and we replace the word of with multiplication, and we do that, and that gives us 45.6. Similarly here, 41%, well that's 0.41, of is multiplication of 50, and that's 20.5. 3%, well actually we could work that one out. We could do 1% of 700, which would be 7. So 3% would be 3 times that, which is 21. Or we could just do the calculation, 0.03 times 700. 36% of 200, again 0.36 of 200, and that gives us 72. And if you notice, if you were to double 36, you'd get 72. That's because a nice way of thinking this is 36% of 100 would be 36. So 36% of 200 would be double that, 72. 81% of 210 is going to be 0.81 times 210, and that gives us 162. This next one, 68% of 50. Again, just a simple calculation in the calculator, 0.68 times 50, and that gives us 34. And again, if we were finding 0.68% of 100, it would be 68. So 68% of 50 is 34. Okay, 97% of 25 is 0.97 times 25, and that gives us 24.25. 55% of 75, again 0.55 times 75, and that gives us 41.25. This next one, 35% of 10, as a calculation, 0.35 times 10, which would give us 3.5. And again, that's linked because 35% of 100 would be 35, so if 10 is 3.5. 44% of 20 is going to be 0.44 times 20, and that gives us 8.8, like that. And again, we could do 44% of 10 or 44% of 100 if we wanted to do it mentally.